Most people think surrender is about being passive. They equate surrender to passivity. And I want to share the strength in surrender. The strength in surrender is beyond this distortion that many accept and live. It's really the imbalance of the masculine and feminine. The feminine aspect is surrender. The masculine aspect is strength. And it's really the balance of the two that you experience as the harmony of the whole in the life that you live. So it's not about being passive and always just going with the flow. Oh, well, what can you do? All is God. Where you become some passive pushover, a doormat for others to walk all over you. No, it's about being grounded, rooted as reality, and standing up as truth. That you embody this strength in surrender. It's a paradox. Because it's both simultaneously. It's neither one nor the other. And the two distortions look like passivity. One where one has no spine, is not grounded, does not stand up, lacks structure, lacks strength. And the other distortion, the other extreme, is being stubborn, not budging, because one is stuck in resistance to change. So it's neither one nor the other. The balance is in the middle, and that balance is the unity of the masculine and the feminine, where you're unattached to the outcome. But just because you're unattached to the outcome doesn't mean you collapse. It doesn't mean that you allow others to walk all over you like some doormat. It doesn't mean that you remain passive and you're no longer active in the world. No, this strength in surrender is actually from not being attached. You're no longer clinging, holding on to the old. You're no longer resisting change. You're no longer creating a sense of identity in fighting for something. You're simply standing as truth, rooted in reality, being grounded, being stable, being the structure. This is the masculine. But also having the softness, the flexibility, the openness. That's the feminine. And you see this strength in surrender allows you to stand as truth in the most mundane ways, in the ordinary moments of life, where once you would collapse, let others just simply have their way and walk all over you because you abandon yourself, because you lack integrity. You no longer do that. You integrate that masculine aspect of yourself, where the masculine meets the feminine. You see this clarity that you have, the openness, the flexibility, while simultaneously being grounded, being structured, being contained. Is really embodying the power that you are. It might show up in an ordinary way, a disagreement with your husband or wife, some sort of dispute with a service provider, a corporation, some sort of injustice, unfairness in your child's schooling. Something that needs to be addressed in your family or your community. It shows up like that for you to integrate the two. And you see, you're not being stubborn. The stubbornness is being closed. The stubbornness is the resistance. Shows up as reactivity. But the one who is living as the harmony of the whole, the balance of the masculine and the feminine, is responsive, not reactive. Is clear, not confused. Contains, does not collapse. You stand as truth, embodying the power that reorders the imbalance, the imbalance of a life that is distorted. Your clarity, when embodied, purifies the distortion. Because you no longer tolerate living in distortion. The power that you embody transforms these ordinary situations and you experience something extraordinary in that transformation. It's not that you become some activist where you're seeking something to fight for. Life unfolds, and You see, you're not seeking for something to fight for. Life unfolds and you're simply standing as truth. It's through your embodiment and expression that life transforms and it realigns to the truth that you are, the truth that you live. This balance of the masculine and the feminine, the surrender and the strength, plays out in these ordinary situations. Previously, you would have been attached to an outcome, fighting for it. If I don't get it my way, if I don't achieve this outcome, then it's seen as a loss. You would then repeat the narrative, the unfairness, the injustice, what's wrong. You'd share that story with anyone that you've come in contact with at the coffee shop, at the office, back home to your wife over dinner. You'd carry that burden throughout the day. You'd lose sleep over what happened. But through the balance of the strength in surrender, the balance of the masculine and the feminine, you are unattached to the outcome. You're neutral. And it's from that neutrality that you can see clearly. That you're not caught up in positive or negative. You're not picking sides. You can simply see clearly. And it's from that clarity that you see exactly what needs to be done in that situation. You fully express yourself. You're not holding back. But at the same time, you don't lose yourself in the situation. You don't collapse. You don't abandon yourself. You stay grounded. You don't lose your peace, not even for a minute. The situation is simply a fluctuation, a ripple in the river of life. And you see from this clarity, this embodiment of truth, being rooted in reality, standing your ground. You're not swept off your feet. You're not uprooted. You're not lost in the storm of confusion and chaos. You don't collapse, you contain. You contain the power that you embody. And you see these situations start unfolding. in a way that's magical, in a way that is mysterious. You see these moments as opportunities to integrate the two, to embody your wholeness. To live as your true self. And that's where the power is. That's where the power lies, is in your true self. Living as your true self is what transforms your life. Things realign with reality. The reality that you are. And this integration becomes natural. And when it becomes natural, you're no longer integrating surrender or strength. You're living as the harmony of the whole. It's a living paradox. You can stand grounded at the same time as being surrendered. What looks like from the surface that you're fighting for something is the strength in surrender. To simply experience that moment without losing yourself. Being clear, being grounded. Being contained. This poise of power transforms everyday experiences. You're no longer a doormat for your partner. You no longer collapse to corporations. And you feel that power within. You feel the strength of your stance, the stability of your stance. You feel the balance. Of being whole. The integrity of being whole. The power of being true. The power of being you. If you're watching this, it's because you're ready to embody your true self in every moment of life. It's because you're ready to integrate those two aspects of the masculine and the feminine and experience the strength in surrender. If this resonates with you, I invite you to join me in truth.